Hi, in this tutorial I'm going to show you how to take a model that has been purchased online and convert it into a real-time animated character using Character Creator 3, iClone and ZBrush. I will show you how we can get this model converted so it uses the lip sync and bone rig all set up in Character Creator. So today I'm going to run through how to take a model that's been brought online. This was purchased from CG Trader, and I'm going to convert this so it can be used in iClone, set up with all the rigging and facial expressions. I haven't used the character that's been this out of proportion, so it'll be quite an interesting one to do. But for the first thing, we'll do is get the model. So this is quite a detailed mesh in ZBrush, and I want to make a OBJ copy that I can use as a reference in iClone. So I'm just going to decimate this model and transfer it across. So if I go to decimation, the process current, and I'm just doing this because obviously it's quite a dense mesh, and I want to be able to bring this into proportion, the standard CC3 model to the same sort of shape before I start trying to transfer the details. Okay. This is probably going to be quite a long video because it's not a super quick process, but overall it is quite a quick way to do this. So let's have a look. So let's go 5%, maybe even a little bit more than that. Sounds about that'll do for what we need, and then export this out. And we'll save this as Yoda Ref. Okay. So over in Character Creator 3, what I'm going to do is bring in, so create an accessory, and then I am going to bring in that object file that I've just saved. And again, like I say, this is just for reference, so it doesn't matter that the model is not posed correctly or anything like that, as I'll probably end up remaking part of the body anyway. Let's have a look. So 180. I'll scale him down. So the main thing I want to do is kind of line up roughly the eyes and the nose. So we're going to want to make this other character, the CC3 one, a hell of a lot smaller to match. So what I might do to kind of cheat this is I'll go to morphs, body, full body. I might use the baby morph. Yeah, baby morph here somewhere. Okay, and let's go back to this one and let's reset this. Actually, let's delete that one out now. Try to bring that one back in so it's not affected by that. Yeah. As I said, like this one's proportions are very, very different. So what I might do is, if I line up the nose and the mouth as best I can, so that's where you get there. Mouth in position, I think, the best bet. Now what I normally do with this one, actually what I want to do is go to the material settings and bring the opacity down so I can kind of see through and see what's going on. Should I fresh all the way up? So obviously now I need to still bring the legs down on this model. There we go, doing on little dumpy legs. Probably bring and now we need to kind of look at start positioning the face. So we're going to widen the head and just start pulling everything out as much as we can. So if we go to head, bring the skull height down, skull width across. Come down. And just start playing with the slide. So I'll just start playing with the sliders until I get something. It really is a case of just literally getting it as close as you can. So with the sliders it's a bit tricky, but it will get there eventually. Right. For now that will do. Let's turn that one off. I want to bring this into ZBrush and just start adjusting this manually a little bit. So we go to this and go see, make sure the head is separate. our eyelashes. Actually, for this bit, I can keep everything intact because I want to move it around all together instead of in individual parts. So let's have a look at the head. Now, one thing you need to know when working in iClone, you need to go to the preferences and increase your draw size. Otherwise, it will not be big enough. So if I go to X, and we're going to go move, start smoothing everything off a little bit because we can add the detail back in later on. So, actually, what I might do is if I just go back to the model that we were using. And we can go back to this one, append and bring it in. Okay, so that model. I'm just going to use this as a reference for now, and then we'll do it properly later. So I'm going to scale this down. Roughly the same height as what I've got it in iClone, so I want to make sure the mouth is lined up. Don't have to be too precise at the moment. This is, like say, again, just as a reference. So I'll get a rough body shape. Go to transparent, and back to this one. Kind of get an idea where we need to be. So the most important thing is making sure that the main parts of the geometry are in the same place so that the morphs are going to work correctly. So, you know, you want to make sure the eyebrows are going to be where the eyebrows should be, you know, and that type of thing. So yeah, when the morphs move, it's going to move the shapes in the right place. You can kind of see it's starting to come together in a rough shape. Let's get moved. So at the moment, like I say, we're just roughing out the shape. Again, as close as we can. Then we'll bring it back into our clone. We'll do a bit more tweaking in there, make sure the eyes are all in place and everything like that. Obviously, the closer you can get the mesh to the original one, the better chances you're going to get of a nice projection. Alright, let's have a look at that. Turn that one on. And so now he's kind of just looking like a gremlin. Let's tidy the body up a little bit as well. Just need to smooth out. So this actually, we want to make him Okay, now if we do Gozy all, I'll send everything across. We want to turn that one off because we don't want that one in there. That was the reference one we got. And we'll go to update. Now this is going to look really weird when it comes in. So now we can adjust the eyes and put them into place. Actually, I'm going to turn off. I want to hide tier line. I'm going to hide the eye occlusion as well. So now I just need to move the eyes. Let's move it. I need eyeball, sorry. Yeah, it all depends on what morph packs you have as well. Like, I think if I go into headshot, I think I've got a bit more options. Oh, where is it in here? There's a. Ah, here we go. I move. Set. Move out left. Move out right. Bake. So I'll get these in position. Bake them. Then. Let's have a scale. Right, pupils, I just need to go back to this one and go to eyeball scale. Just keep scaling that up. And then we can move them back into. Oh, we keep doing that until we get them into the right position. And we'll just all the other elements as well to make it look more like Baby Yoda's eyes. Alright, that's looking pretty good so far. If we turn our reference back on. Just kind of see that it's in similar place. Actually, let's move him out so we can see a bit better. I need to maybe just slightly. Alright, let's have a look at bring back to Gozy. Now this one I'm going to eyelash, eye sockets, tear ducts, keep mouth interior. No. No, do all that separately. Yeah, I think I'll use this one for the detail. Head. I'll just do a little bit more cleanup on here. See that we've got the eyelashes, we can hide them now. See a little bit more clearly what's going on with the head. Okay, so on this one here, we're going to append the high detailed head that we've got, which is so let's move this one. Alright, so now we've got this one in place. We'll do the same thing again and move everything around and get it positioned a little bit better. So we'll put on transparency mode, go back to the iClone head. We'll put move on just in case there's any separate parts, but that shouldn't really matter. How we want to put this. Now we just want to get this as close as possible. And what I'm going to do is anywhere with the eyes and mouth, anywhere where there's an opening in the mesh, I'm going to mask that out and try and do some of that a little bit manually. So this one's taking a little bit more work than I would normally have to do, just because it's such a different shape to the original model. Alright, so now I've got that pretty close. What I'm going to do is I think the lips and the mouth, I don't really want to affect the mesh too much. We can add the detail in a little bit better by hand on there. So what I'm going to do is literally just mask out. So I remember I did it now. If you go to auto masking, make sure back face masking is on. I am going to do lasso. Got to select the area around the eye. Actually, I'm not going to do that yet. I am going to divide the geometry up to about 5. Bring it down. Yeah, bring it up to 5. Actually, I'm going to test it first and see how it works. Let's just try it, see what happens. So we'll do a quick test. Make sure everything's in the right sort of place. A little bit more. Eyes will be there. Let's do that. Okay, that's looking pretty good. Then we go to subtool. We go to start. Make sure that these are the only two that the eye icon is on that you can see. Go to project, change distance to 0.1, and press project all. Wait for that to do its job. Okay. So let this one back out again. So you're going to see that we've got some bit of weird stuff going on in places. This can be easily fixed. Like the eyes here. But that's okay. We can live with that. There's going to be some stuff going on down here as well, and again we can live with that. To be fair, that's not come out too bad. There's some stuff up here that we can fix. If we go back down in the geometry, back down to 1, this is where we can start looking at cleaning up all these bits and pieces. So it's a little bit tidier. So all this up here can get blended. These ones can all get blended down. Like this here can get pushed back into position, and it's probably best to do this one eye at a time, so because the symmetry won't be the same. we want to use the masking, so press Control and Shift, and then we can see, and let's have a look at, we want to go to Display Properties, where is it? Display Properties, and Double, so we can see what's going on. Now you can see behind here, we've got some issues here with the nose, so we can use the blend tool to blend them back, the smooth tool to blend that back down. And here as well, you can see the back of the mouth has gone up, so we're going to move topology. Smooth this down as well. To be fair, this one hasn't come out too badly. Sometimes this requires quite a bit of work to get this looking right again. I don't know what's going on with the move topology tool. It's going a bit haywire, but I hope that'll do. So let's give this a bit more of a clean around here. When we go back up the subdivisions, it'll keep some of the detail in from the high-res model, so we can use that in a normal map. So yeah, if we go back up through the subdivisions, it's okay if this is all still there, because this actually won't affect what's going on with the normal map. We can bring okay. Now if we go Z all, go back to character create 3, update everything, and turn off head 2 because I don't want that one coming in. There we go. Now, what we need is some texture and a bump map. So as this model didn't have a texture, what we need to do is paint one. So we're going to just quickly do that in ZBrush. Let's put on skin shade material. Let's put on I'm just opening up a reference image in another window so I can see. So here we go. So I'm just going to use as a quick reference to paint. I'm not going to do anything too detailed at the moment. So just kind of get an idea for the green. So let's bring this all the way up to 5 again. Put this on standard. RGB only. Let's get a green colour. Or yellow. Or grey. Okay, that's the colour. Fill object. Then ears are a bit more red yellow. Bring this down. That's not too bad. Right down. I mean, for a base, I think that will be alright. So then what we've got to do is go to texture map, create texture map from Polypaint. Okay, and because we've got the model from Character Create, it will already have the UV map set up. So if we then go back down, you can see that on the low res model, that looks okay. About that later. And so texture map, go to clone texture, export is a PNG, and we'll make a folder called images, and we'll set it as Yoda, even though I know he's not Yoda. That will do. Also, what I want to do now is make a normal map. So we go to normal map and press create normal map. Same thing again, clone normal map. And yeah, we can adjust these and fix up any issues that we've got in these as well. Like there'll be some issues on the normal map. But we can export that. Same thing again, PNG, Yoda, normal, PNG. Okay. Now if we go back here and we go to details, we'll go to head, base color. We're going to change this one for, let's get it up. Yoda, working files, images. There we are. I might have a play around with that in here to maybe desaturate a little bit. Play around with the hue. That's okay. bump map. So on again. Yoda looking files, images. Put the normal map in. Normal map, okay. Let's see, now we've got detailing on the head, which is quite nice. If the model was a little bit more detailed, we'd have a little bit more detail there, but we can add some of that back in. Now we can see that we're getting some issues with the eyes. We need the eyes to be bigger. Let's get the eyelash. I want to make that opacity down. See, there's some stuff going on with the lip there, so we need to fix that one up. Let's see if we can get, before we go into that, let's see if we can get this head looking a little bit nicer. There's textures, blend map, blend original map in a little bit more. Bit of that normal map on as well. Write this down. Up a little bit. So we'll have a look at the specular, not too shiny. Then we want to do subsurface scatter. Eye. Now, eye-wise, let's have a look at these eyes. Got them looking okay as well. Embed that. Let's have a look. Let's bring that down. Black eyes. We want to make sure the pupils are a little bit of something in there. Maybe. I don't know. It's going to help as well if we make the mesh smooth. Smooth everything off a little bit. Okay. Now we can see that the eyes need to be a little bit bigger, so let's put the go back to the eyeballs. I am going to now bring this back into ZBrush. Actually, no, before I do that, I'm going to have a look at the texture of the head again. So I'll play around with this. Okay, I think it still needs a little bit of more bump added to it. Let's open this up in Photoshop and have a look at I need to fix these eyelids a little bit. There's a bit of texture issue going on the mouth there that I can fix, and I think the mouth needs to just be adjusted a little bit more. And the next thing I'm going to do is go into I'll be going into skin gen to fix things. Why is the body changed? Let's see, body, arms. Let's reset that. Let's just quickly make them yellow. Though, to be fair, you're not even going to see these, because what I'm going to do is bring the other 3D modelled hands in to replace. So we've got these. Let's give them a green hue. That'll do. Okay, so head. First thing I want to do is go to the head. Open that in Photoshop. I need to just paint this area here. And that'll fix the issue I'm having there. And file save as. So that one, re-import that one in. Actually, don't mind that. I'll keep that on. But I think that bit of texture is there is from this one. Yeah, I'll put like that. So that's okay. I'm going to keep that in. So now I'm going to go back into ZBrush, and we can get rid of our Yoda reference body now. Actually, the only thing I will do is put it on. I'll quickly just have a quick look at the detail. Yeah, it's not too bad. Now if we go Z, now what we want to do is put that, put it back to the red mocap, put it back to white. Now let's go to geometry, some tools, and we're going to just smooth everything out. We're going to again hide some of the bits we don't want to look at the moment. Now we're just going to have a play around and make it look a bit more appealing. But actually, what's quite good actually, if we bring in the texture map that we made, it gives us a better idea of how it looks. Yeah, and put that one back on there. There we go. We can see what we're doing a little bit more now with this model. Now I want to tidy that up a little bit. Okay, I'm going to reset the ZBrush because I'm having some issues with the topology tool. So hopefully this will work. I'm in okay now. In a mouth, that's what's causing an issue there. Okay, get rid of that. Let's restart. Now I kind of want this bottom lip to have a bit more detail, so I'm going to go standard. So I'm just going to fix up a little bit of the facial issues here. Just move it all off a little bit. Inflate. Alright, that'll do for now. Oh, actually, see, the issues that we're kind of having here are, if you look at the head, it's going to be in the normal map, which I can fix up. See that? So stuff that's going on with the, if I smooth out the stuff around the eyes and around the mouth, that should help with that. But what I really want to do quickly before I do that is go back to ZBrush and have a look at these. Don't know, I can't really see them in the model at the moment. Okay, let's have a look at the head. So what I need to do here is paint everything else. Down the outskirts of here. Okay, go back in here. Actually, I need to have a look at where they... I think it's here and here, possibly. So I'll make that a bit darker. The button map wasn't. I still need to move them in, so let's do. Like I say, you can play around with this quite a lot, depending on how you can. It creates a really good base to get more detailed. And let's say if you had a more detailed model to start off with, you could have done a lot. Could do a lot more. Let's bring these in. It's a little bit better. That'll do for now. What I need to do now is work on this one a little bit. We'll bring that into Photoshop. So to be fair, probably want to end up taking the bump map away from the whole mouth. Let's just have the weapons. Let's use the heel brush. find this kind of helps smooth issues out quite a lot. And anywhere where there's use yellow bits, we can always just get them out. Again, bump, normal 2. Yeah, so let's just fix that up a little bit there. Oh, and I also wanted to fix up a little bit of these issues with the eyes that I've forgotten about. So again, yeah, that's looking a little bit better. Obviously, not the amount of detail that was already on there wasn't great. From what we've done before, we can get quite a lot of nice detailing in by doing the reprojection. But for now, that'll do. As a quick example, what I am going to do now is the next step. So yes, I'm going to go into skin, and let's have a look at normal effects, face wrinkle. I'm going to try some of these. If I find a good old face, that one's quite good. Might be able to add in some nice details using Skin Gen to add a bit more detail in. I'm going to add some like capillary stuff in, some keep the it's not too bad actually. I'm going to do that, but I'm going to go a bit more detail. So let's have a look at the lips. Now it's just a case of trial and error. I don't like that at all, so let's undo that one. It's not bad. Adding a bit more detail into the face. I think it needs more detail in the eyes. That one's pretty good, pretty close to what. Yeah, that's quite nice. think it'll look good with some hair on him as well, which we might have a look at later on if we get time today. But overall, that's not looking too bad. That's a bit of detail in there. Let's go to okay, the next stage now is we are going to add the clothing. So I'm going to have to do a bit of modelling for this because the clothing that we've got is obviously set in a pose. So what I'm going to do is duplicate that one, and I'm going to do what's it called? Decimate this element. So plugins, decimation master, pre-process current. I'm going to get this really low and try and make something from it. You want to kind of mirror the arms and get them in a T-pose. So there we go. Let's bring this all the way down to about 2%. That's my current. That's fine. That'll do for now. Then we'll export this as an OBJ. Body 1, fine. Now we're going to go into Lightwave, which is the 3D software that I use, but anything can be used. And we're going to go to our Object folder and open this one up. Okay, so in here we're going to bring this back in. So that model that I've just made is really basic. Yeah, I could add a lot more detail to that, but it's going to take a bit of time. So I'm going to just put it in as a kind of placeholder for now, just to kind of show how we can add the body to it. So if we go to Create, Accessory, Body New 2. Scale this down. Shape of that in a minute through ZBrush. So now as we will go Z, the whole lot. position this a little bit better, so he's got. What I need to do is, if I go into transfer weight, it will ask me to merge all the objects together. And that's kind of what I want to do at the moment. I won't add the weight on yet, and I want to go back to ZBrush, but I want to do it in a T pose, not the A pose, so I can get it set up the same as this one. Alright, so now if we go to this, we can make these arms much smaller. Like I said, I'm not going to get into texturing and adding. Also, there's a whole lot we can do. I can add in the actual hands as well quite easily. We can just literally overlay them over the fingers. So same thing again, kind of position everything how we want it to be, and then we can use the weight maps for the other hands, which will work really nicely. But we'll I won't get into that now. I'll try and upload an update once it's all finalised, because I'm really just been making this one just for the tutorial, because I thought it'd be a nice one to show. We'll just quickly add in some colour to body. Can be let's do open mouth. Okay, close eyes, doesn't work, so try correct blink. It's not done a bad job. We can fix that in, which I'll show later how we fix the morphs. But we can actually also quickly just edit the mesh, sculpt. We can put that out a little bit. That's pretty good. And then let's close eyes and open mouth. We can see the bottom that needs edit mesh, sculpt, smooth. Let's go back to teeth. Let's go to height. Low height. Gives me little fangs. I mean, that'll do for now. I'll try close his mouth. Let's make sure that has weight map apply, transfer skin weights, default apply, that should be fine. Let's test out some posing. Nope, that's not working very well. Let's have a look what's going on there then. Pose. I'm now going to have a quick look at doing the weight mapping. Sometimes to get a better weight map on an object is by go to transfer skin weights and then try other instead of default, or at least try some of the other ones. You can get some better results of them. So apply other on that. Well, I'll show you default first, and if I move the character around now, so let's edit. It's not too bad, to be fair, actually. Or if we go to transfer skin weights, and then we go to other, apply. Sometimes it helps, sometimes it's about the same, so we'll just see how that goes. And we'll have a look. It's pretty much the same, I think. The weight maps just kind of need smoothing off a little bit, I think. So, okay, I'm going to try something out so I can get a better weight map for the clothing, because the clothing's so big compared to the body. We're getting some issues. So what I'm going to do is, if I go to the character. Right, for now, the clothing we'll have to do. I'm not going to go into too much detail. This one's proven to be a bit of a pain to get it looking right for just quick test, so I'm going to leave it as it is. The arms move okay, and I'll work on it later on. Just add a little bit of colour to it as well. So the next thing I want to do, I want to add a little bit more detail into the character, and I want to show you this as well because this is quite handy. I've got a plugin from in ZBrush, and it's called Generate Cards. It's for creating hair. So if we select this layer, we mask where we want some hair to be. As we know, he's got some like little fluff around his head, so over his ears up here. Not moving out. If I go to my plugins, you can see I've got one here called Realtime Hair, and I'll add a link to where you can get this one. It's a cheap plugin and it does work really well. I'll put that on over here. Let's do generate cards. Okay, we want to bring the length down. Make it a little bit wider. A bit more. A little bit of gravity. And let's apply that. And we got textures. There we go. We want light hair. Looks pretty good. And let's get the brushes and let's just move some of these about. Do that one. That's gonna be quite good. A bit of let's do length as well. Where's length? There it is. So we can put some of these down. When I bring it into iClone, I'm going to make this hair quite light, so it's not going to be so. It's not going to stand out so much. Anyway, that's pretty good. Okay, that's with me. Press Go Z. And that's in the hair back. Great. Off. Actually, we want to make that hair. Now what we need to do is let's make this white hair. And let's have a quick play around with the shadow threshold. Let's take the shadow threshold down. And that's just a cool way of adding a little bit more hair. Pass it down so it's just a bit more subtle. And there we go. Okay, now we are ready to send this to iClone and start fixing up the face and the morph targets. Actually, before I do that, I do want to go to I want to go to open mouth. And I want to just move the teeth up on this one. Teeth height. Up a little more. Width. I want to fill his mouth a little bit more. Yeah, that's okay. And then let's go to iClone. Okay, before I carry on here, there are a few things I want to fix. Okay, looking at some of the reference images, such, there's just a few little amendments I want to make to this character just to improve the look a little bit. So, let's do that. Brown area, prominent. Just that there, and then go to iClone. And let's have a look at the colour. Anyway, that'll do for now. So now the main thing is if we go to facial puppet, so we look at face keys and we'll start looking at expressions. You can see they're not too bad. It's actually quite good. And if we what we can do now is have test out the facial mocap. So if you go to plugins, live, there we go. Live face. Right, do that. Let's go. Still need to move the teeth up a little bit, I think. Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. Okay, that's not too bad. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Okay. But there's still room for improvement. So what we're going to do now is go into Edit in 3D Exchange. The first thing we're going to do is have a look through our face setup. So what I tend to do here is go through the different mouth expressions and adjust them accordingly. So, well, it's not too bad. Yeah, so this one you can see is really out, and actually we'll fix that one. So what I normally do is export the ones out that need fixing. So if you go to the new folder, morph fix. Export. That one's okay. That one's okay. Let's open. Can be. These generally normally okay. Okay, blink needs. Smile's okay. Smile's okay. That one can do with a bit of adjusting. Well, actually, what I'm going to do is on frown, I'm going to add some movement to the ears as well. Okay, so now the next stage is go back into ZBrush. I will load in these new tools, objects. So actually, no, we want to import. More fix. So first one, type O. These preferences back to what they are originally because the characters. Okay. Move topology. So this one's type O, so it needs. Then just export, save over the original, and import the next, and move along. So let's try type. Import link. Alright, these ones can be tricky. There's a little trick that I do here. So what we can do is go to polygroups and then go to auto groups, and then we get rid of the eyelashes. We've got the eyelashes turned off, so we don't need to do anything with them at the moment. I'm going to move topological on, put X on. So now we just need to bring the eyelids down. Okay, now we've got to make sure that we regroup everything. So we've got to merge some of the groups, I think it might be. No, group visible. There we go. As long as everything's in the same polygroup, it'll import okay. So if we basically if you try and export this out with two separate polygroups, it won't accept the file. It'll come up as an error. Then check the same group, yeah. Export. export. Yeah. Oh, actually, let's go back and go. Visible. Export. This. Import. Mouse Smart. I'm going to make the ears come up slightly back. Okay, export. Okay, so now back in here, if we go to the ones that we've brought in, so let's go to first one was Title. All we got to do is replace number 4 Title, number 5, place for number 5 type, 8, replace 8. Blink, replace with blink, and blink left, replace with blink left, right, replace with blink right. Then what other one do we have? It was smile, replace with smile. And then 37, replace with 37 frown, and then low, replace low, pocket, replace with pocket. Okay, so those are the morphs fixed. Then we go into the expression editor. And then we just test for these. These are all generally okay. Eyes generally alright. That one's bulging out a little bit, but I might be able to fix that elsewhere. Jaw. Okay, that looks good. So these are the main ones for the lip sync. So Visim's mouth open. That looks okay. Explosive. It's okay. Upper dental. Let's just turn. That is okay. Look out. And when you do these, you want to, if you do adjust them, make sure to press set. If you don't press set, it'll just revert back. And then again, you can adjust all these accordingly. What's going on with that one? They're all pretty much okay. Then once this is all done, we go back, make sure we've got character selected, go back and apply to iClone. Okay. Now let's testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2. Testing 1 2 3. Okay, so let's have a look at these settings here. Okay, and then we find that the jaw needs reducing a little bit, but not too much. Testing. We can up the mouth for a little bit more expression. Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2. Welcome. Testing 1 2 3 4. Testing 1 2 3 4. Testing. I still feel like the mouth needs to be moved. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to send this back to Character Creator. So this will replace the. Can I save that? Replace all this. Replace the model with the one with the new morph targets. So if we go to teeth again and height. And then select iClone, and then plugin motion live. That's a little bit better. Testing, do. Still do with going up a little bit more, I think. So let's just bring it up. Wrong one again. Plugins, motion live. That's better. Testing 1 2 3. 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. I think we get a problem with this if you go back to. No, don't want to do that. If we go back to Edit in 3D Exchange. export. Go to the expression editor. And I think the problem we're having is with this one here. Blip under. Let's just turn that one down. Okay, what we've got to do is again go into our morphs and find that one there. So top. Okay, I think that looks a bit weird. So we're going to export that one. Top lip under. And that one's alright actually, I think. It's not too bad. So I'll quickly play around. Let's export that one as well. So we've got 52, 53, 54, 55. No, 52 to 55. So if we go to import. And this one just needs export. Import. Yes, it needs to be so pronounced, maybe. Top lip under. Okay, so top lip up, replace. I'm going to look at that one. I think that needs to be a bit more. Let's check out this one. So top it under. To be fair, I think it needs to be about there. Okay, that will probably be a little bit better. I'll stop some of the issues that we're having. Apply that back to iClone. Make sure to turn motion line off before you apply, otherwise it won't work. And let's test this out with motion live. Alright, let's do a preview. Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing, testing. Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3, 4. Testing 1, 2, 3, 4. Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing. So that is a basic setup on how we would convert a character into a iClone live digital puppet from a pre-made character. Obviously there could be a lot more work put into this. Testing 1, 2. But for now, you know, all this needs now doing is I think there's some better texturing to be done, fix the weight mapping, and that's it really. And that just means a little bit more time put into the character. But you can see the lip sync works pretty nicely, and the expressions work really well. The other thing we can test out now is if we go to let's see, edit motion layer. Let's give them a pose. set as default pose. And let's add a bit of idle animation. So the motion puppet, preview a bit of idle, set the exaggeration down, speed down. This wants to be leaning forwards. Close out. And we'll record a bit of that. Now what I'm also going to do is I'm going to show you a quick trick because in here we have a lot of really nice lighting. So if we go to atmosphere, you go to find file, copy this atmosphere folder, go back into iClone, because you'll find that these aren't already in iClone. So if you go again to find file, I've already done it, but pasted in this with all the lighting set up. So then you have access to all the lighting that's in Character Creator 3, and then I literally just go through and find the lighting that suits the character best. And obviously, you know, it all depends on what kind of look you're going for, but they can make a massive difference to the rendering quality. What I might do actually, if we select the character, so now if you actually have a look at the lights in the scene, actually let's go. So there, I think the character is, because it's such a small character, if we bring him up by 150, maybe 170, the lighting will be a little bit better. So we take that off. I mean, the default lighting's normally pretty good actually, but again, if we go through, so what do we get? Let's start that again. Got some nice shadowing to it. Then if you go back into scene, and have a play around with what light does what. And let's have a look at the character again. To head. And we can play around with now. And then we can have a look at, and then some ambient occlusion. HDR effects. A bit of a glow. Tone map's quite cool as well. The play on with that. And you can even use a bit of this as well. Some outdoor lighting on the go. Nice. Turn this off a little bit. So there's lots of settings that you can play around with. And there we have our baby Yoda model. Now if I put actually log back on, set this up here. Testing 1 2. Hello and welcome. Testing 1 2 3. Hello, welcome, welcome, welcome. And here we have our real-time animated Baby Yoda. Actually, what I do like to do is, if we go to look at camera, testing 1 2, then if we do any camera movement, I can always be talking to the audience. Testing 1 2 3. Baby Yoda test. Testing the lip sync of the baby Yoda. Another thing I'm going to show you now is how to adjust the morphs and mapping in the expression mapping for the morphs that you've got. So what you need to do is, if you hide zero value slider, and we go to things like, so if we're looking at this character and something's not looking right, so let's see if mouth open. So when I do a smile there, it looks a bit weird. So if I do, there we go. So here we can adjust some of the morph expressions. So here, when I smile, I want the teeth to line up. So what I've got to do is make the expressions with my face and then adjust accordingly. So smile left. So on this one, so I'm smiling with my mouth on this expression. Now I want to do the same to smile right. I want to up the see the frown. I think could probably do with a bit more expression. Right. And you can go through these and see if there's anything that's not really working right. There's something going on over there. So if you do so I'm going to take that one down a little bit and then mouth right. So it's just a way that you can fine tune the expressions. So with the blink, let's do blink right. That. So I'm going to bring that down more. And then blink left. So yeah, we can, let's do mouth down. So it's just a case going through and tweaking things until you get it right. Fantastic. Here we go, iClone. Anyway, look at that. Shows off how you can set the character up. So here's the final example of the real-time animated talking Baby Yoda. As you can see, the lip sync works quite well. Testing 1, 2, 3. The clothing obviously needs improvement. It was just a placeholder for now, and there's still a lot of detailing that can be done in the modelling of the face. But this gives us an overview of the workflow of the model and how we can get a model from somewhere like CG Trader or TurboSquid or any website and turn it into a live performing animated character.